Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host of the most Lesego M Pod, aka Shit Your Shot. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy. Like Kai wrote another exciting episode 107. These episodes are coming out slowly and we're facing challenges as far as like the rollout of the episodes, and I do apologize for that. So we changed the DSPs. So not the DSPs, what do they call this? The podcast host. Yeah, therefore we changed podcast hosts just to test out quite a few. So it's taking a bit of time to do the integration. So I do hope by the time we record by the time this episode is released, everything will be sorted out. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that out, man. The song of the day is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar, which was released this year. For those of you who know, but the song was released obviously this year. This is like I think the second song, if I'm not mistaken, of the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So currently the song sits at 101 million on Spotify and all. So I think this song, Not Like Us, broke a record. This song in Euphoria, they broke the record of the most listened songs in the festive premiere something, yeah, because it had like something 15 million within an hour of release, so like Euphoria and Not Like Us, those broke the record within that space of time. So the song is 4 minutes 34 seconds long, 34 seconds long, by Kendrick Lamar, that mentioned earlier on in the podcast. So yeah, another exciting episode, and today we're talking about the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Jeezy, the boy, the six god. So, who do I think won? I think this is the question that's been on the internet for the past week or so. And I think when Drake posted the summer vibes picture, and people started speculating, I also saw the shade room was saying, "Gucci, is this a sign that Drake is letting it go?" I don't know, and I don't know what's up with the break-ins in Drake's house, but like that's a topic of another day. But there's been like 2 break-ins, not even break-ins, man. There's been one person who was shot and arrested, and there was another one who was arrested. I don't know. Some people say it's Kendrick's friend, and there's just a lot of speculation around that. But we won't talk about it. Hopefully, we'll talk about it someday. So, but today, like, what I want us to talk about is the diss track. So, I think more importantly, in my opinion, it's to look at the rollout of everything. I think as much as we say touring, obviously, I think, or with Kendrick, I think this was calculated. He had a plan. I think he had a plan over it. I know this bro is going to say this when I say that, he's going to come back. So basically what I'm saying is this: instead of Drake acting, he should have responded with what he knows best. Like, just make those anthems, make those hits. Drake is good with the melodies. Even Kendrick said it. I like Drake better when he does the melodies. I think that's one of the lines he said. I think, given that Kendrick planned this entire thing, and throughout this entire beef or the song layout between Kendrick and Drake, I think Kendrick has always had an upper hand because he insinuated and he had a plan of execution, and I think that makes him a better contender between the two. So, and obviously Kendrick's strength being lyricism, and he can, because Drake is good, like he has bars, but he doesn't have the, what you call this, the acrobatics, like the rap acrobatics, where he can like do 3 voices, like just go from this voice and go to a high pitched voice, and like we think like he can't do that. Kendrick can do that and still have bars. Like he does have the acrobatics, the rap acrobatics. So Kendrick takes it for me in that. I'm like, okay, he has that. Drake has the melodies, he has the bars, and like the pocket, Drake's pocket is is repetitive. Like, you know, Guti, like this is Drake's pocket in every song, Guti. This is the pocket he chooses. As much as some songs are like, oh, he changed pockets here, but you can tell, Guti, it's within Drake's reach. You know, with Kendrick, you don't know. Like, if you listen to God is Gangster, you listen to Fight the Time, you know, you listen to Not Like Us, you listen to the track with Baby King, you tell, Guti, like, he's not just doing a song because of doing a song. You listen to the Future song that he did, Future song featuring Kendrick Lamar, Mask Off, you listen to that song as well. You can tell, like, Kendrick is going all out, like, trying to stretch, trying to find a new pocket within whatever he's writing or how his vocal sounds. I think he's always reaching for that. And I think within that, I'm not saying it doesn't make Drake a great artist. He's still a great artist. Drake is still a phenomenal artist, but in as far as like whenever we are to compare them on that level on rap, because this is rap. I mean, if we were factoring R&B melody, we'd say Drake is, but like it's rap. So for me, in that regard, I think Kendrick takes it. You know, Kendrick takes it. I don't want to waste nobody's time. I think Kendrick takes it, in my opinion. You know, I think, and I've been saying this, but like even Barack Obama, I mean, come on, like you can't put Drake and Kendrick Lamar in the same, you know. The content is obviously not the same, and you know, like it won't, you know, but we like Drake with the melodies. And this is what I think Drake could have done instead of just reacting to that. He teach you about reacting and responding in therapy. Somebody, so I think I got that from someone to say, other than reacting to what's being said about you, respond to what's being said about you. I think he could have responded. He could have responded by making more melodies and giving us more anthems and diluting the diss tracks with hits. I think he could have had the competitive edge if he had done that, in my opinion, obviously. So I think he would have had that competitive edge if he was to lean or fall on his strength, you know. But I think he blindsided himself by thinking, Guti, he can take Kendrick. Like, what? I can take you on bar for bar. But really, he did it, you know. He got bodied. And now that's why we see the results. I mean, like, as much as I don't like to use platforms like or aggregators or DSPs, if you may, to gauge lyricism, to gauge rap, to gauge art, because there's no value there's no amount of money you can put or you can bet on someone for art. Like, art is priceless, you know. So for me, when we are to use maybe apparatus or like platforms to gauge, I think that's when we lean to it to say, okay, like, we're not users, but in order to quantify, you need those platforms, right? As much as I hate to use it, but for me, and I hope, I know it won't close it to you. This is like an ongoing debate on the internet, but this is just my 2 cents. Obviously, a lot of people have been saying Kendrick, and you know, we all like Drake with the melodies. So this is the bar that stood out. This is like the bar that stood out before I came on. This is the bar that stood out for me in Not Like Us song or this track. So there's a song where he said this is by Kendrick Lamar. He says, "You were hoping to strike a chord," and I think that could have been a minor. That could have been a minor. You were hoping to strike a chord, probably thought it could be an A. Yeah, like this. How does it go? He says, you were hoping to strike a chord. I think it's an A. I think it's A minor. Yeah, you're hoping to strike a chord. I think it's A minor. You're hoping to strike a chord. I think it's A minor. So like, that's a double entendre within itself, because you know, when in music, like in musical scales and like music theory, you know, there's like scales, there's, you know, C sharp, there's B, there's, you know, like there's those, you know. So people who understand music would understand it. In music theory, that's what they teach you in the score. There's something called the score in music. So the score in music. So someone can write you a song using a score. So what they use is those alphabets or whatever. I don't know what's the name of like that. So he used it. You were hoping to strike a chord. So a chord, it's like a 3, like maybe there's also numbers within music, 1, 3, 5. That's a chord if you press it all down together or on the keys. So that's a chord. You call that a chord. So this music card, within the musical scale, that's a chord. Like a 3, 1, 3, 5. It's a chord. You can press it down together. So that's a chord. And a vocal chord as well is an instrument, right? So that within that also, you're hoping to strike a chord. You're hoping to strike a chord, which being the vocal chord or like the highest note within the music. It's there at first. That's the first entendre, right? The second one is the A minor. So like, I think all of you here, like all of you are familiar with English and literature. Like they teach you about A minor. I won't say like in school. I'm so sorry if that was offensive to anybody, but we all know Guti, a kid, a young adult or a kid or a teenager can be referred to as A minor. He is A minor. In music, in musical scales, there's also A minor, which is also a key. It's like A minor. A teenager can, you can refer to a teenager by saying that's A minor. Musical terms, there's still a key called A minor. So that's also another entendre within that. I was like, oh, this would have went on. Like if we look at like the wordplay, lyricism, and you compare the bars between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, you'd say that like there's no way that you can, like, come on now, like Kendrick is too nice at the bars, and like as I said, like the rap acrobatics of Kendrick Lamar, they're very much insane. And maybe I'm being a bit biased, or like there's a bit of propaganda within what I'm saying, because I'm a fan of both of them. That's fair. I'm a fan of both the artists. I think they're phenomenal artists, but within this, I think Kendrick Lamar took it for me, and that's my opinion. And even when I looked at, I think I saw this on social media, I was like, oh, this is like, okay, because currently Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, is still number 1 on Billboard charts. Euphoria is number 3. So like that, which is like the song that started this entire beef featuring Future, Metro Booming, and Kendrick Lamar, that's the song that started this entire thing. All those 3 songs were disses to Kendrick. So that this is, so sorry for that. This is to Drake. The only song that Drake has on the Billboard's top 100, the top 10 of the Billboard's top 100, the Hot 100, not the top 100, the Hot 100. The only song that Drake has within the 10th percentile of that, the first 10th percentile, which is number 1 to 10. He only has 1 song, and that song is still new, and when it started, I think it started at number 7, which is still on number 7, so the name of the song is Family Matters. That's the only song from Drake that made it to the Billboard Hot 100. So that also kind of gives you an idea. You would see like the trajectory of this beef, the trajectory that this beef took, and Kendrick, by show of numbers, is taking it. I don't know how numbers are being compiled. Are they consulting aggregators to get the database, from like your Apple Music, your Spotify? I don't know, like there's a lot of DSPs. So are they being consulted? And they take those numbers, integrate them to the Billboard Hot 100. I don't know how it works. If you do, please leave a comment in the comment section, just explaining to us how it works, so we can all share the same perspective on this matter. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about my analysis, based on like my opinion about the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. So yeah, I do apologize again for those of you who just caught this interview in the middle. I apologize. There's been, challenges with like DSPs, because we change DSPs, not DSPs, we change aggregators. Or can we say aggregators? No, it's not aggregators, it's hosting platforms, podcast hosting platforms. We would like doing those changes to see other platforms and explore other platforms to see what they can offer, of which maybe it's different or they can give us more. And for some of you saw we shared new links and stuff on our social media, so we're just trying out the new. So now we are like integrating back, or we are importing all the episodes back to the original hosting platform, which is Spotify for podcasters. For some of you might know that as Anchor. So yeah, man, we're still trying to get those guests come through. Every Monday release an episode with a guest. I know 2 episodes with the guest I fumbled, and I am aware of it, and it sucks for the fact that I have to pitch in the episode that's at the top. It's the episode where I fumbled, but it is what it is, man. I push, and if it's meant to be, it will be, So yeah, that's my perspective on this matter. So yeah, I think I'm ready for the book of the day. This episode might be late. It's still in the morning, but this episode might be late. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed by anything. So the book of the day is 6 Degrees of Separation. It's by Alexis Duncan. It was released or published on the 11th of April 2016. So I think for some of you, no one really had that interview. I'm so sorry. So this, if you go backtrack to the interview with Mpumagwana, I did mention him speaking about 6 Degrees of Separation, which is the book in the Human Pin Code. I did say on yesterday's episode that he was the one who introduced me to the book, and that the Human Pin Code was introduced to him by his great friend Louis van der Merwe. I think that's how you call it. And the second 6 Degrees of Separation is the book that he got introduced to while he was working at Kellogg, and that's where I also took the book, and it is the book of the day, story behind the book of how this book became book of the day. That's the story behind it. So this book doesn't really have ratings on Google or any other platform. On Amazon, I see it's on Barnes and Noble, it's on Amazon, but there's no rankings, and it's on Google Books as well, but there's no rankings on this book. So I assume it's still new, the dice are still integrating, and hopefully in future, if we do have this book as the book of the day, we'll make sure to speak about the ratings and the comments that you have about the books. Do let me know what you think about the book in the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like I. Let's meet tomorrow on another exciting episode of Backroom Convos with Lesego M. Cheers.